Despite a high-profile meeting with Aung San Suu Kyi, democratization was apparently not the Thai government's real agenda in developing relations with Burma. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra has placed economic interests at the core of bilateral relations between the two countries. Her cabinet is expected to fully endorse the Thai Special Economic Zone project and an energy deal. Yingluck's meeting with Burma's democracy icon Aung San Suu Kyi on Tuesday to highlight political reform in the military-dominated country was also aimed at raising the profile of Thailand's first female prime minister. Yingluck became not only the first Thai prime minister, but also the first head of the government to formally meet Nobel laureate Suu Kyi. The Burmese government deserves some credit for its openness in allowing the meeting, which gave Yingluck the chance to praise and to show respect for the role of Aung San Suu Kyi as a democratic leader. But political reform and democratization in Burma are not high on the agenda of the current Thai government in building relations with this neighboring country. What Yingluck really pushed in her discussions with Burma's President Thein Sein earlier in Naypyidaw was economic cooperation in the Thai Special Economic Zone and in energy. Yingluck was in Burma early this week for the 4th Summit of Greater Mekong Sub-Regional or GMS Economic Cooperation. She was accompanied by Foreign Minister Surapong Tawichakchaikul and Energy Minister Pichai Naripthapan, who focused on energy cooperation. Pichai said that he was successful in clinching a deal with his Burmese counterpart, Tan Thay, for an onshore petroleum resource in Block M9 near Naypyidaw and offshore Block M3 in the Gulf of Mataban. Meanwhile, Surapong said the cabinet would be soon endorsing the energy project and the Thai Economic Zone project, which would be linked to the western part of Thailand. Yingluck and her ministers' moves closely followed those of former Premier Thaksin Shinawatra, who was in Burma a few days ahead of the visit by his sister. A Burmese source said Thaksin flew directly to Thai to see the project, in which he was likely interested in having some stake. The former premier was also aware of the Thai government's deal on the petroleum resource. However, Yingluck said her government had nothing to do with Thaksin's moves and his personal business deals. The Thai government has negotiated directly with the Burmese government under a legal framework and not for the personal interests of any individual, she said. Supalak Kanchanakundi, The Nation's report for ASEAN TV.